New details are coming out of the Andy Cohen published book, Not All Diamonds and Rosé, and it includes details about Kim Richards and how Bravo paid for her rehab. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So as you know, Kim Richards served on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's an OG. She was a full-time housewife for, I believe, like 5 seasons. But we also discovered in that infamous scene between Kyle and Kim on the show, where it was revealed that Kim was an alcoholic. So now in this new book by Dave Quinn, Not All Diamonds and Rosé, you guys are welcome. And when I say you guys, Bravo, Andy Cohen, Dave Quinn. We keep talking about this book, but it's okay. So according to this new book, it was Bravo that paid for Kim Richards to go into rehab. And here are some of the details. So we discovered that Kim Richards had a problem with alcohol in season 1 when Kyle Richards said to her, you are a liar and sick and an alcoholic. That's right, I said it, and now everybody knows. From what we're hearing, they also tried to have that scene removed from the season just because of how serious it was. And now we're hearing, according to this new book, that Bravo paid for Kim Richards' rehab. So you also know that with Kathy Hilton, they've talked about that scene in the most recent episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 11 reunion and how hurtful it was to see that play out on the show. But here's what they're saying in the book in regards to Kim Richards. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills executive producer Kathleen French noted in the book, Kim had mostly kept her ish together through season 1. Season 2 was the beginning of the spiral down. You also may recall Brandy Glanville at the time on the show insinuated that Kim Richards was doing crystal meth in the bathroom all night at that game night. The mom of 4 entered rehab for an undisclosed amount of time after the season wrapped, and she addressed her stay in a one-on-one interview with Andy Cohen. She admitted, I'm an alcoholic in that interview, but also Andy Cohen says in this book, he says, we considered her family and wanted to work with her to get her better. Bravo paid for her rehab. Here's the thing, and then when I first read this, I said, okay, here we go. Here comes the savior that Andy Cohen believes that he is, because throughout the book and multiple times, and some of the housewives have come out in regards to how Andy feels as if he has created them, including Carol Radziwill talked about that as well. She was like, I was prolific before the Real Housewives. Real Housewives made you, Andy Cohen. With that being said, look, I think it's still admirable that Bravo paid for Kim Richards to get help. But we have to remember, Bravo is their employer. There is a level of responsibility that the employer, especially if you are an employee, that they get, especially because they broadcasted this on their show. There is a level, almost a legal level of responsibility. I did some research in regards to that as well. Look, I'm not a lawyer, but I like to play one here on YouTube. But there is a level of responsibility. I remember working for a company, multiple companies, where there were people that had issues and the company offered to provide them with rehab. They can't just cast you out and be like, wash their hands of you. Because you remember, oftentimes when these housewives do not come back, we said they were fired. In Hollywood speak, they weren't offered a contract, essentially being fired. But it's a very gray area in regards to Bravo's responsibility as an employer to just wash their hands of Kim Richards. They can't just say, "Oh, okay, we're done with you." No, she said it was revealed on the show that she is an alcoholic. And then she admitted it later in a one-on-one interview with Andy Cohen. So there is this legal responsibility that under law, Bravo has a responsibility in order to at least provide some sort of assistance to their employees. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind, and I think that's important. Yes, is it still admirable that they did provide and paid for her to get rehab? Yes, but it's also something that they didn't want any liability later. Because remember, they offered this during her early season. She continued to be on the show after that, even as a guest star. So there was some legal responsibility. You also know, even after her first stint in rehab, another incident where she reportedly was drunk and went into the Beverly Hills hotel and had an outburst, and then she had to go back into rehab again. Addiction is real, and Bravo at the time, and I'm sure now, did not want to play with that. They didn't want the legal liability later on in regards to this as well. I hope that Kim is in a better place. It would have been nice to see Kim Richards and Kathy Hilton and Kyle all together, because it does seem as if Kim is in a better place now. But I'm not sure if being on reality TV is the best when it comes to her sobriety. A guest role would be fantastic, but we have to remember, Kim of the three sisters really was the famous one. She was the young actress. She was the one that people knew before a Kyle Richards or Kathy Hilton, to be honest with you. So seeing her on the show was a big deal. Having her on the show was a big deal. But she also grew up in Hollywood, where a lot of people had these types of issues. So if it means maintaining her sobriety and staying off the show, I'd much rather her do that. But it would be nice next season to even see a scene with all three of the sisters, because they have been through a lot. Maybe growing up in Hollywood the way that she did, maybe losing her mother at such an early age affected, how she dealt with things. I don't know. But regardless of that, I'm happy to hear that Kim seems to be in a better place. I'm happy that she did get rehab, and it's not uncommon for someone that has an addiction to go to rehab multiple times. So bravo to Bravo for paying for that. I just found it very interesting that this is the story that's coming out now, especially when I feel as if this book is a way to reignite people's interest in the franchise. Guys, I want to know your thoughts, especially my lawyer friends that follow. It's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo when it comes to a company's responsibility and the liability if someone has an addiction. I believe under the ADA, the Disabilities Act, alcoholism is considered a disability. So there is a level of responsibility. There is a gray area in that regard. And especially if they want to keep you on the show, and especially if they want to continue telling that narrative, that story. Let's continue the conversation, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.